Hey guys, and welcome back to another video where I'm going to be asking Reddit about waist beads. So I found this post and it says, am I the asshole for not taking off my waist beads? Hi, first ever post here, so this is fun. Sorry for any grammatical errors, something about a headache. So for some context, I, feminine 19, and my girlfriend, feminine 23, have been dating for around 6 months and only just started to get intimate. Mostly due to reluctance on my side since this is my first ever real relationship. I've had waist beads for the last few years. They're really important to me since I'm biracial. And after my parents divorced, my mum's black and my dad's white, my father forced me to cut my waist beads off in front of him and made a huge show about making me like him, white. Around 2022, I decided to buy some from a friend of mine, and I've been wearing them since to reclaim what he tried to take from me, much to my mother's approval, lol. That takes us to yesterday, where my girlfriend, white, told me she's uncomfortable with the waist beads. She said she Googled some stuff about how they could be seen as inappropriate. I explained to her that only she was supposed to see them, since it's not all supposed to be shown publicly. So it's not all going to be seen as inappropriate, since it's not going to be seen in the first place. I also explained that in my culture, it was meant to be a symbol of femininity, which is also super important to my prayer. She said she didn't want to be intimate with me again unless I took them off. I spiraled a bit since it reminded me of my dad and I sort of lashed out. I admit I was in the wrong here. Now she's not wanting to talk to me until I remove them. I spoke to some friends of mine and they said she has every right to be uncomfortable with it, but I don't see an issue. Maybe I'm missing out on something. Might be sort of important to note, but she's not super comfortable with a lot of cultural things I do, and that's also why I spiraled and our conversation got so heated. She's agnostic and I'm Hellenistic. I don't know what Hellenistic is. Anyway, let me finish reading it. I'm not super deep into it, but I do pray regularly and light candles daily as an offering. The candles really bugged her whenever she would visit my place in the first few months, so I stopped doing it while she was around. I'm wondering if this is odd now. Are my practices just odd to white people? Am I being insensitive? Okay, there's a few things in this that I want to address. One is when she said that after her parents divorced, her father forced her to cut off her waist beads in front of him and made a huge show about making her like him. And I'm not biracial, so I can't speak for this in any way, but I think the clash of being from two different cultures and one parent really wanting you to just embody theirs and ignore the rest can be really hard. But I think it's disrespectful that he forced her to cut off the waist beads in front of him as well, especially because they're sacred. They're about honoring yourself. And as a father, you should want your daughter to do that. So weird. The next part is where she said that her girlfriend Googled stuff about waist beads and it could be seen as inappropriate. The reason why people say that, and I did a video about this on my YouTube channel, is because they associate wearing waist beads with being promiscuous. But the truth is that there's a line in between that. Before you go from wearing waist beads to automatically being promiscuous, it allows you to embrace your own energy, to tap into your womb and really be creative, express yourself. It's your creative energy and your sexual energy are one and the same. And so I find it a little bit weird that actually before I get into that, before I find it weird, that is just a misconception that people have that you shouldn't worry about, because people say that about different people anyway. It could be about how you dress, it could be about so many different things. And so when she said that she explained to her girlfriend that it's not supposed to be shown publicly, that's a personal choice as well. There's no rule to say that you can't show your waist beads. I show my waist beads, not just because I sell them and I want people to know that I make them, but because I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy my body. I like to wear what I wear. That's just me. And it's a personal choice for me. For some people, again, they just feel like showing it is wrong. And that thing of it should only be for one person. But this possessiveness that we have over women and their sexual or sacred energy it's something that's been passed down through patriarchy that I'm hoping we're going to unlearn. Not everyone will. And it doesn't mean that, like, because my waist beads are on show, it doesn't mean that everyone has access to my sexual energy. So I want to clear that up as well for people who think that, or people who want to wear waist beads and show them, or even just show their belly and feel like they're doing something wrong. Okay, cool. She explained that in her culture, it's a symbol of femininity and it's important to her prayer. And this is the last bit that has struck me as very, very weird, because even if you have different belief systems, your partner should support the things that help you balance yourself and tune into your own spiritual energy. So where she said that she likes candles as a daily offering and her partner has a problem with it, so she stopped doing that, to me, that's not a compromise that someone should make you, that someone should force you to make, or that you should feel that you have to make. Maybe it's respectful that she doesn't do it around her to not make her uncomfortable, but for her to say, I'm not going to talk to you until you take off your waist beads, when they actually mean something to you, when they're about you embracing yourself, and in relationships, I don't think that people realize, if you don't love yourself, you can't love your partner. And waist beads is a way to tune into yourself and love yourself, to adorn yourself. Again, it's that representation of your femininity, which for a lot of us has been suppressed for so long. She's even said that her father made her cut them off. And now you're doing the same thing again, where now I have to choose between you and my culture. Now I have to choose between you and my own well-being practices that help me feel connected to the divine source that I believe in. And she's not forcing her partner to believe in the same way, but her partner and her father are forcing her to adhere to their own culture. And I just think it's really disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie. It made me kind of upset. And obviously her questions were, are my practices just odd to white people? Am I being insensitive? Am I the asshole? It's not odd to white people, because there's white people who wear waist beads, there's white people who burn candles. Like, it's not to a race, it's to the individual people, and whether or not they have the open-mindedness, the open heart, and the respect to allow you to exist as you are and do the things that you need to do for you and still love you and still build a relationship. It should be a part of getting to know you. I feel like people get into relationships and they're like, oh, I don't like that thing that you do, so you need to stop it so that you can be with me. Flick them. I'm not gonna lie. I would tell you to flick your girlfriend to the left side, you know, or to the right. I'm flicking to the right and saying left, but it's your left. But anyway, cool. Am I being insensitive? No, you're not being insensitive at all. If anything, your partner's being insensitive, because why? These are things that are for you. I don't understand how waist beads are in the way of you guys being intimate together. And remember that waist beads are a symbol of empowerment. So if your partner's being intimate with you, but they don't like your tool of empowerment, then is that person really there to be with you or to control you? And I'm a little bit concerned because you're 19 and your partner's 23, but that's all just context stuff that is striking me as weird and making my shoulder twitch a little bit. And then, are you the asshole? Definitely not. And where you said that you spazzed out and you feel like you took it a little bit too far. Oh, you said you lashed out and you was in the wrong there. And now she's not talking to you until you take them off. I'll be honest, because you said that it's not just the waist beads, there's loads of things to do with your culture that she doesn't want you to partake in. And she's from a different culture. It's just disrespectful. It's a lack of understanding and it's controlling. And so I would say to leave your girlfriend, but even if you're not going to leave your girlfriend, just explain to her that this is something that's for me and I'm not going to remove it. If you don't want to talk to me, if you don't want to be intimate, then fine. Obviously, that's still leaving your partner. So yeah, I guess that's my advice.